KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust, serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson and the Adahi Tano Program. Cars Plus, home of Guam's first and only lifetime limited powertrain warranty. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Ahead on Primetime, Guam delegate Michael St. Nicholas defeats Dr. Robert Underwood during the congressional runoff race. Plus, the Army Corps of Engineers provides much-needed upgrades to Guam's only public hospital. And the Department of Corrections works to contain COVID-19 as more inmates are hospitalized.
Hafaday and good evening, everyone. Congressman Michael St. Nicholas will serve a second term as Guam's delegate in Washington, D.C. The incumbent easily defeated his opponent, former Congressman Dr. Robert Underwood. Just after 12:30 a.m. Wednesday, the GEC completed its tabulation of Tuesday's runoff election. The unofficial final results were St. Nicholas 10,326 votes, Underwood 6,996. Voter turnout was extremely low at just 31%, with only 17,355 people casting ballots. The Democrats, the party both candidates belong to, released a statement congratulating St. Nicholas while thanking Underwood for stepping up to serve the island. They also called for all incoming candidate-elects to, quote, put aside their differences and work together for the sake of our island. Late this afternoon, the Republicans also issued a statement congratulating St. Nicholas and thanking Underwood. The GOP also called for elected leaders to, quote, place our differences aside and work collectively for the betterment of the community. And St. Nicholas was not available for an interview with us today. Meanwhile, challenger Underwood conceded relatively early during the ballot counting. He called a press conference around 11:30 last night to acknowledge St. Nicholas's win and also to thank his supporters.
I want to also note the love and the care and the tremendous effort given by a team of volunteers. Nobody, they all came together and they did something magical in a short period of time. And I want to acknowledge them. And many of them are known to all of you, and some of them are surrounding me right now. And it's just a great feeling to know that you have people on your side who are willing to just do all that they can.
But Underwood also lamented what he called the growing level of disrespect from some on the opposing side who criticized his age. He said this emerging lack of respect for elders was one of the saddest lessons he learned coming out of the campaign.
Honesty, integrity, and trust are not just words. They are the values of a great people. They're the values that have been given to us from above, and they've been values that have been passed on to us for many generations. We devoted our campaign to those values, and we continue to devote our personal effort to those values. And those values endure even though the campaign came up short.
Underwood was not specific about his future plans, but said his, quote, desire for justice and fairness will continue. In other news, Guam crossed a grim milestone on Tuesday evening with our 100th COVID-19 related fatality. The Joint Information Center confirmed that a 58-year-old male patient with underlying conditions died just before 3 p.m. yesterday at the Guam Memorial Hospital. He had tested positive for the virus upon admission on October 18th. Later this week, we'll take a look back at the timeline of more than 8 months under this unprecedented global pandemic. As for the latest numbers released Wednesday night, out of 815 samples run through various clinics and labs, 59 returned positive. Of the new cases, 19 were identified through contact tracing, and 4 cases reported recent travel and were identified in quarantine. According to the JIC, there have been 6,234 officially reported cases of COVID-19, with 1,796 cases in active isolation and 4,338 no longer active. The COVID risk score remains at 22.5. The governor has said it would take a score of at least 5.0 before she would start easing the current social distancing orders. And the COVID census at the Guam Memorial Hospital currently shows 58 COVID patients hospitalized. According to GMH's William Kondo, 12 of those patients are currently under an ICU level of care, with 6 patients on ventilator support. Of the total COVID patients hospitalized, 10 are currently in recovery at the COVID isolation facility in Barragata Heights. Condo added after some new equipment, their Care 6 unit is now ready to treat a max capacity of 20 COVID patients.
Our Ready Kit, our telemetry monitors there in Care 6. That's when it switched from a non-COVID unit to a COVID.
While the new Care 6 unit has a max capacity of 20 at the moment, it is staffed for 10 patients with 7 of those beds in use now. The pandemic has put a spotlight on the dilapidated state of Guam's only public hospital. Recently, the Army Corps of Engineers provided some much-needed upgrades, and GMH Associate Administrator William Kondo says more projects are lined up.
They completed the mission assignment number 1, and that was in care units 3 and 4, predominantly to do electrical and mechanical upgrades.
It's no secret that Guam's only public hospital isn't in the best condition, and the COVID-19 pandemic reminds us of that every single day. With an entire wing condemned and much of the facility underpowered and under-equipped, they've been working with the Army Corps of Engineers to make changes to handle the needs of a hospital mid-pandemic. GMH's William Kondo says the upgrades made so far have helped out a lot.
What that did for us is it gave us 6 additional negative pressure rooms in our Care 4 unit. The former pediatrics unit had a PICU bay, right, which was a capacity of 3. That bay was also converted for negative pressure. And then on the electrical side, 22 rooms total in Cares 3 and 4. They improved our electrical capacity, our electrical outlets. They brought in additional electrical circuits. So it gives 22 more rooms in those care units, Care 3 and 4, the ability to do hemodialysis and reverse osmosis in that many more rooms.
According to Kondo, more work should begin soon.
Mission assignment 2, we're trying to get them to proceed with the Care 2 unit to do a similar electrical upgrade in that Care 2 unit. It's only a capacity of 4 in the Care 2, but that is our COVID overflow, COVID ICU overflow of 4 from our ICU unit. That gives us 4 more ICU, and we need the ability to do HD in those rooms.
Kondo says there's also some work GMH can take care of with local resources, but for others, help is much appreciated.
We have other small projects that we still need to do electrically, but then what we may be able to go procure those locally without the Army Corps' help. And some of these projects, it's very difficult to quickly source the supplies and materials that a contractor would need. So in those particular instances, that's why we needed their help to not only to be able to quickly source and do the project, but in order to meet the immediate need for the population of Guam that COVID presents for us.
The hospital is currently working with Guam Homeland Security, BBMR, FEMA, and the Governor's Office to ensure that the 25% funding contribution for the projects will be taken care of. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
Meanwhile, the Department of Corrections' battle against the virus isn't easing up. Kondo says the number of prisoners who have been transferred to GMH as COVID-19 patients has climbed.
We have 5 DOC inmate admissions. One of them is at the COVID isolation facility in Barragata, and the other 4 are admitted here. All of them are COVID.
DOC Director Joe Carbolito said today they are retesting 20 inmates and detainees from Post 24 who started experiencing COVID-related symptoms. As a result, an additional 7 DOC staff were also retested. The department is awaiting the test results. As of news time, the COVID-19 count at the prison remains at 98 inmates and detainees and 46 officers and civilian employees. 2 more residents at the Department of Youth Affairs have been cleared of COVID. In total, 10 out of 17 residents have tested positive for the virus. 8 have been cleared, while 2 remain in isolation. DYA Deputy Director Crescinda Uggan says no additional clients are feeling ill or experiencing symptoms at this time.
Once all clients have been cleared, we will then proceed to reach out to the Guam Fire Department to schedule disinfecting of the entire unit and possibly other areas of the facility. as an additional precautionary measure.
Additionally, 2 Department of Corrections officers continue to assist with operations, along with 2 nurses from Public Health and the Guam Behavioral Health and Wellness Center.
I would really love to commend our staff and management for doing their part in carrying out our response protocols and remedying our situation here at the Department of Youth Affairs.
As for DYA officers, 4 out of 8 officers have received their clearance documents and have returned to duty, while the others remain on home isolation. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Don't go away.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Get going with GTA Prepaid Unlimited. It's easy to load. Simply press star 488#, send, select 2 on your screen, and then load. And with fast LTE data, you're able to quickly connect and share to your digital world. Plus, with reliable service, you're able to connect with loved ones whenever, wherever. GTA, we start with you.
KUAM News, winner of the 2020 Regional Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Social Media.
Welcome back. It's now up to the jury. Deliberations are underway in Mark Torrey Jr.'s criminal case. The trial lasted 11 days and included several witnesses and the playback of recordings from the July 2015 incident. Torrey is accused in the homicide of fellow police officer Albert Piolo. An amended indictment charges him with negligent homicide and aggravated assault charges for allegedly shooting Piolo in the early morning hours outside the Torrey residence in Jigo. It was the second trial brought by the government against Torrey Jr. in the death of Piolo. In other news, should certain UOG merit scholars be allowed to get federal Pell Grant money also? That was the debate during session today. A bill by Senator Amanda Shelton would lift those restrictions imposed in a law signed 2 years ago that requires merit scholars who also receive federal scholarship money to use that up first before they can get local scholarship money. Minority Leader Tello Taidagui says the purpose was to spare more money for others.
The merit scholarship is costing the general fund $2.5 million. And the leftover, a little over $500,000 for 3,200 university students and 2,000 GCC students seeking financial aid, seeking scholarships.
But Senator Regine Bisco-Lee said the bill was meant to help a specific group of merit recipients who had active scholarships when the law was passed.
We need to do everything that we can to ensure that our students, especially these merit scholars who have displayed such great promise, that we don't change the rules in the middle of the game for them. And unfortunately, this was something that happened in a previous term. So this, in my mind, is an opportunity for us to rectify that.
Senator Shelton's bill was passed on to the third reading file for voting later in the session. GDOE began a series of school readiness stakeholder meetings this week to allow open discussion with parents on the possibility of resuming face-to-face learning come January. Tyler Matanani has the story.
GDOE Superintendent John Fernandez says they're still in the mode of planning for potential reopening.
We are still targeting January just as a date that we can work backwards from.
With 2 meetings down and 3 more to go, and Guam still considered high risk in terms of new COVID cases, Fernandez maintains that although the goal is to resume face-to-face learning, the safety of students and staff remains top priority. He assures that the department has been tracking the numbers coming out of the Joint Information Center daily.
We told our stakeholders that the first thing we look at is that the safety dashboard. Are we in a position as a community to open? Hopefully we could be in that lower to lowest risk category before we start to say, okay, now how are we going to bring back our teachers and students for face-to-face instruction?
Fernandez says they want to be prepared in the event the governor allows the reopening of face-to-face learning. GDOE will continue to hold stakeholder meetings every evening this week at 5:30, with Friday being dedicated to families of kids with disabilities. Those interested can tune in via Zoom and the GDOE Facebook Live. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Guam was named as one of the destinations on the rise for 2021 in National Geographic Magazine's new Best of the World list. An article on its website says, ahead of a new year with a promise of a return to travel, we are eager to share these 25 timely tales of timeless places that will define our future itineraries. Guam was part of a section spotlighting places with culture and history. The article mentions the island as a stop for next year's 500th anniversary of Magellan's circumnavigation of the globe, which it says, quote, isn't exactly a cause for celebration on Guam. It quotes Dr. Michael Bivacqua as a Chamorro author and activist who told the magazine, quote, young Chamorros are increasingly learning to embrace their culture, and being able to speak Chamorro and pass it on is at the core of our culture and the identity of our people, Bivacqua said. In a statement, GVB said it's honored that Guam made the list, and the island's 4,000-year-old culture has made it appealing and unique for global travelers for decades. And the Guam Chamber of Commerce held its annual membership meeting virtually today. Chairwoman Christine Boleto delivered her year-end address and talked about how she advocated for the reopening of businesses based on a balanced approach of protecting the community from the spread of the virus while protecting the economy and people's livelihoods.
The Chamber also convened a think tank committee chaired by Frank Capillo and Joe Cruz to look at initiatives to diversify our economy. A white paper and presentation has been developed and presented to GITA as well as the governor. The governor has expressed her support for GITA as well as other government agencies to work with the Guam Chamber in developing these initiatives.
The Chamber also elected 6 new voting directors to serve a 3-year term. They are Kim Anderson Young, president and founder of Security Title, Siska Hutapea, president of Cornerstone Valuation, Mark Tokito, senior vice president for the Bank of Hawaii, Philip Santos, account executive, Matson Navigation, Mark Sablon, vice president, business development, South Pacific Petroleum, and Jessica Barrett, president of Barrett Enterprises. The 2 alternate directors are Sandra McKeever, CEO of Asia Pacific Financial Management, and William Kalori, chief financial officer of Cabris Marine Corporation. The 8 directors elected today will join 12 holdovers on the 2021 Chamber Board. And the folks at Docomo Pacific want you to breathe better with the release of the Aura Air, billed as the world's smartest air management platform. Here's more.
Docomo Pacific held a virtual webinar yesterday to unveil the Aura Air. Touted as the world's smartest air purification system, the Aura Air provides real-time air quality monitoring, disinfection and purification technologies, and its very own air quality assistant, Heidi, all in a plug-and-play system. In the product presentation, VP of Sales and Marketing Roy Friedberg told us what the Aura Air is all about.
The idea with the device is to combine purification that will capture and filter those particles and disinfection, which means that it will also kill those viruses and bacteria and prevent them from growing on the filter itself. And the idea, as you can see, is to be able to operate in the most important hospitals in the world, but also to offices and hotel rooms and retail stores, and to provide health and safe environment in every indoor environment globally.
Aside from the disinfection capabilities, Friedberg added that with the air quality that Aura Air provides, there are also other benefits towards concentration, mood, and even improved sleep quality. The Aura Air purifies the air quality through a 4-stage process. The pre-filter filters large particles like pollen and dust. The patented Ray filter, composed of a 99.98% effective HEPA filter, a carbon layer for odors and VOCs, and a layer of smart copper fabric to filter viruses and bacteria, a stereonizer that generates positive and negative ions to freshen the air, and lastly, UVC LED lights to neutralize viruses, bacteria, and parasites. Docomo Pacific PR manager Jared Roberto says they're already getting to work bringing the Aura Air to the Marianas.
This past week, Docomo Pacific recently donated air filters to the Guam Memorial Hospital. Air filters are also en route from Guam to Saipan for donation to the Commonwealth Healthcare Corporation, or the CHCC.
Docomo Pacific President Roderick Boss talked about his hopes for cleaner air on the island.
This is another tool that we can use to fight this virus and give us peace of mind. Our filters have been already placed in all of our Docomo Pacific retail locations to add to the safety of both our staff and our customers. You can imagine the benefit that this could be in boosting confidence for people as in their businesses, hotels, etc., as we try to revive our economy.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Peter Santos.
Coming up, regional headlines from Saipan. We'll be right back.
Your community calendar is brought to you by Taco Bell. Whether it's your first meal or your fourth meal, we've got you covered. Taco Bell, live Mas.
It makes myself and it makes my team members very proud to work for an organization that has been on island for many years with its focus on reliability, dependability, and commitment to the communities that they operate in.
Matson's a great corporate citizen to the community.
We all benefit from any sort of environmental commitment we make. One of the ways that we do that is with our Adahi Utano program. There's action behind it, and so action breeds commitment.
With the Kaimana Hila coming to Guam, this brings a new age and modernization to the island.
It's exciting for me because it's a brand new ship and we can carry more freight into the islands. It just shows growth for Guam and Micronesia.
Matson would be nothing without its customers, and we hope to continue to serve you for decades to come.
Okay, so what are we thinking today?
I just need a trim.
Okay, well, luckily you are in great hands.
Perfect.
The $1 stylus deal.
Is that it?
That's it.
Or you could get a real deal. McDonald's buy one, get one for $1 deal is here. Buy one of your faves and choose another for just an extra $1. Choose from the Big Mac, filet of fish, quarter pounder with cheese, and 10-piece chicken McNuggets, but only for a limited time.
And with regional headlines, here's KSPN 2 News.
Hafa Guam, here are the headlines for CNMI.
The CNMI received a $244 million grant to work on housing, infrastructure, and economic development. The Northern Marianas Housing Corporation was awarded the grant and has allotted $36 million to the Commonwealth Utilities Corporation. CUC Director Gary Camacho says the projects he submitted are critical for the livelihood and economy of the CNMI. Water projects will be worked on first.
We've got the Dan Dan tank, and the Dan Dan tank currently is leaking. And it's old and aged, and obviously needs to be replaced. We also have the Cagman water tank, one of the tanks down there. It's a 1 million gallon water tank, and also the Asthma Twist 1 million gallon water tank.
Camacho is planning to get concrete tanks.
We believe that these tanks, we're hopeful that we can get concrete tanks with a lifespan. My understanding is approximately 80 years. It's the same type of tank that you would see, that you would now see over at NMC and up in Papago. They are also have seismic capabilities, or not capabilities, but I think if I remember correctly, it's 2.5 on the Richter scale. And I think it's important to be able to have that type of tanks to protect our water supply and ensure that they're available for our future.
Also underway are repairs to be done in the power plants 1 and 4.
Power plant 1 and power plant 4, we have hardening, which is the carcass of the power plant. Now, if people remember in Typhoon Solar, we weren't able to get the power up for approximately a month. That's only, I mean, although the engines were fine, the distribution system was repaired and prepared, but we couldn't get it going because we had portions of the carcass of power plant 1 come apart, and of course many areas in the control room were wet, and of course electricity and water don't match, so it took us approximately a month with a lot of heaters and a lot of staff to be able to dry all the panels up, to be able to turn on high voltage and distribute through our power plant bus bars to the different locations on the island.
The power plant is approximately 40 years old, and CUC wants to secure the baseload power for Saipan. The island of Tinian will also be worked on.
And of course, to provide reliable power supply at power plant 4 through a variety of different projects to address the carcass also at power plant 4. That's the power plant in Puerto Rico. On top of that, we have the Tinian Carolinas Heights 500,000 gallon water tank that will also be replaced. And of course, finally, the Tinian underground power system from somewhere in the San Jose Village area all the way through to the Maui 4 water pump area. That is the sole supply of water. Although we have a new generator there, a backup generator also recently rehabilitated. We want to harden that also with an underground power supply from the main power plant.
CUC will have to follow the grant's guidelines while working on these projects. They are given 3 years to get everything done.
We are excited to begin the process in the environmental assessments with these projects, and also start soliciting them for implementations. And so we are excited in getting these funds out.
Reporting for KSPN News, I'm Sally Lemis.
For more news, visit saipantv.com. For KSPN2, I'm Ashley McDowell.
Birthday shout-outs are next. Don't go anywhere.
Are you looking to save? Here at Cars Plus, it's Black Friday every day. You'll love our entire Hyundai SUV lineup, like the 2020 Hyundai Tucson, ranked Best Compact SUV by J.D. Power in 2020. Drive home in your new Tucson starting as low as $158 per paycheck, equipped with Guam's only lifetime powertrain warranty. That's right, there's only one place to shop for your SUV this November. It's here at Cars Plus. Call us at 477-7807 to schedule your appointment today. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
The only way you beat 6-month aged cheddar toasted on the shell of a chalupa is to put it in this box. The Toasted Cheddar Chalupa box is back for a limited time, only at Taco Bell.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
And here we go again with the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
It's the middle of the week, but the best day of the year for our birthday celebrants. So happy birthday on November 18th to Sarah Chogaloff. Happy birthday, Sarah. We are so proud of you. You are getting all the love in the world and appreciation from Verna, Albert, Jonah, and Isaiah. Happy birthday, Sarah. Silas Josie Bruce, happy birthday number 5 to our sweet boy. Silas, aka Spider-Man, you are the greatest superhero we've ever known, and we love you so much. You love so big, and you inspire us to love bigger each and every day. 5-year-old superhero, everybody. Congratulations. Happy birthday, Silas. Kiana Aquino, aka Kiki, wishing our beautiful baby girl a very happy and blessed 21st birthday. Cheers, they say. Enjoy your special day and we love you. With lots of love, hugs, and kisses, say Mom, Dad, and the family. Love and appreciation and friendship going out to Mary Regis Borja, who also blows out the candles today. So Mary, happy birthday from all of us at KUAM. Kristen Ellison celebrates birthday number 14, and the fam, each and every one of them, is sending all of their birthday love. And Joseph Crisostomo has a birthday today, so happy birthday, Joe, coming from your wife and Josephine Crisostomo, and from 3 sons, Joey, Christopher, and Glenn. And a single belated birthday wish going out tonight, because born on November the 16th, Hayden Jace Arceo, also celebrating birthday number 5. Mom, Dad, Tyler, and Tori are sending their appreciation, their respect, and of course, their love. Each one of these Guamanians is special, we appreciate them, and we wish them all the best of birthdays.
And you too can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club. Just register online on KUAM.com. That's our report for tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be safe out there.
In Full Zoom is presented to you by